What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode of TLDR, your weekly recap for good news in the tech and finance space. Still don't have my mic situation figured out. Construction going on in the apartment above, but we're making it happen anyway. If you're wondering why I look so fresh this week, it's because I had this limited edition Ethereum hoodie sent to me by Presco. Shout out to these guys. They are commemorating Ethereum's epic rise in 2017 by sending one of these to space. That's right, to space. I'll put a link in the description. Check them out. Anyway, I think this is awesome. First piece of news this week, Robinhood, the free stock trading app, will start allowing its users to buy and sell Bitcoin and Ethereum in February. This is huge news. Not only are they opening up access on their platform, but they are charging no fees for this. I don't really know how they're going to be able to pull this off because the fees for Bitcoin and even Ethereum are pretty substantial, a couple bucks per transaction. So they're going to be losing a ton of money on this. But either way, this is an important step towards institutionalizing Bitcoin and Ethereum. So awesome to see Robinhood make the first step here and allow its users access. They have a waiting list on their website for this. It's already 391,000 people long. So I don't know, we could see a crazy pop in Bitcoin and Ethereum when this actually goes live in February. But on the same note, there was also news this week that Stripe, the payment platform on the back end that a ton of merchants and online businesses use, actually stopped accepting Bitcoin payments because it was taking too long to process them and it was too expensive. So we'll see if Robinhood suffers the same fate, but I thought that was kind of a blow to Bitcoin to see Stripe back away because they were one of the early adopters. Next piece of news this week is Celgene, the massive biotech company, bought Juno Therapeutics, which is another biotech company focused on curing cancer based out of Seattle. They're working on commercializing this technology called CAR-T, which leverages your own immune system cells and makes them stronger and allows them to fight cancer. This has huge potential. This is a groundbreaking new field for biotech and potentially could make huge headway towards actually making progress, curing a ton of cancers with this technology. This is similar to the deal we saw in late 2017 when Gilead bought Kite Pharmaceuticals for $12 billion. This deal went down for 87 bucks a share or $9 billion. This was a 90% premium to where Juno was trading at already. Now, Celgene did already have a partnership with Juno. They did own 10%. But they had a great quote where the CEO was saying, we don't just want to participate in CAR-T, we want to be a leader, and that's why we're going in to buy Juno. So this is just great news for the future of healthcare and society. I'm hoping they advance and accelerate the path towards commercializing these treatments. Next piece of news, Budweiser is going green. AB InBev wants to brew all of its Budweiser beers with renewable energy by 2025 around the whole world. They're already doing this in parts of the US in 2018, and you're going to start to see a label put on the Budweiser cans that says powered or brewed with 100% renewable energy or something like this. Budweiser sells 41 million beers per day. That's absurd. And they estimate if they go fully renewable that that will be equivalent to taking 48,000 passenger cars off the road. Awesome news. Great shit, Budweiser. I'm not the biggest fan of your beer. It's pretty good, but you guys are going green. Love it. I'll buy a 6-pack to chip in. Next piece of news. Snapchat has caved in and is allowing its stories to be shared on Facebook and Twitter. This seemed to be a long time coming. I think, yes, it's sort of them caving in, trying to get more exposure, expand beyond their core app and closed walled garden, but it's also a smart strategic move of the platform maturing because now, news outlets can put in a snap story of something and reference it like they do to tweets. And I think this will bring Snapchat a ton of exposure, especially to people who aren't normally familiar with the app. So this is a pretty interesting move by Snapchat, kind of them opening up their platform for the first time. Snapchat does report earnings in a couple weeks. I think this is going to be a disaster. My gut feeling is the stock is going to single digits. Instagram is eating their lunch. My friends have been posting on Snapchat less and less. I'm just worried that they won't be able to save themselves. So we'll see in a couple weeks. I'll be covering that on Hyperchange for sure. Next piece of news this week, Vine is coming back. But actually, it's not Vine. It's called V2. It's founded by the founder of Vine, Dom Hoffman. It's not actually related to Vine, which was bought by Twitter and then shut down. But apparently, it's going to be really similar to Vine. Gary Vee, one of my favorite YouTubers, even tweeted he's stoked about V2 or Vine 2 to come out. And what's really interesting is TechCrunch also reported that V2 has been reaching out to a bunch of different content creators and OG Vine stars to try and get them on this new platform. I don't know, this is a dark horse to be one of the most disruptive disruptive social platforms out there. Video, especially short form mobile video, has only gotten more prevalent since Vine shut down. V2, I don't know, they seem to have the right kind of hype and potential. Really interesting to see how that turns out. The app's not actually available yet, but it should be soon. In the Hyperchange universe, the book is out. Hyperchange, A Scheme of Consciousness. I made a video about it. You can buy it on Amazon. I just finished uploading it to Kindle earlier today. It might not technically be available because it takes a day or two, but it should be on Kindle very soon, so be on the lookout for that. Also, I went on the Planet MicroCap podcast, which is done by a friend of mine named Bobby Kraft. He has an awesome podcast focused on microcaps. I went on there talking about investing 101 videos, you know, how I read SEC filings, financial statements, just a ton of fun going on that podcast. So I'll put a link, you guys can check that out. Also, made a video that Model 3 production bottlenecks have been solved. Production is scaling to 1,000 cars per week by the end of January. This was from a meeting at the Detroit Auto Show where apparently Tesla's IR team met with bankers and told them this. Now we know the news. This is awesome. This means the Model 3 is at a 50,000 unit per year production run rate, or will be in a week or two. That's just huge news. Check out the video for more. Put out a Moonshot Monday that Amazon Go plus Whole Foods equals retail domination. Amazon opened their first Amazon Go store where you walk in with the app, no line. I think they're gonna roll this out to every Whole Foods. It's gonna be a game-changing, permanent disruptor, kind of like the biggest shift to happen in physical retail in tens of years, maybe 100 years, and that is coming soon. I mean, the future's here. The store is literally open in Seattle. It's only a matter of time before this tech spreads. Check out that video for more. Then put out another episode about Elon Musk's new stock compensation package. It is just insane. It has, you know, they're targeting the company to be worth 650 billion plus within the next 10 years, hundreds of billion in revenue. Elon Musk is taking $0 in salary. He's only getting paid in stock if they hit these milestones. Just an unbelievably unprecedented employee compensation plan that aligns incentives beautifully between shareholders and Musk and management. Check that episode out for more. Then put out an episode on Netflix's Q4 earnings, knockout quarter. Stock is all-time highs, now like 275 a share. I can't even keep up with how fast it's going. Just an amazing quarter. They're firing on all cylinders, so you can check that video out with details on the financials of the quarter. Then I put out a video ranting about Seeking Alpha, why I never write for the platform, why I think they're falling off. Yeah, I probably got a little too heated and went a little too hard on that episode, but who cares? It's out there. It's gotten like 150 upvotes and 0 downvotes from you guys, so you guys are into it, so that's great. I hope Seeking Alpha can turn it around, because at the end of the day, I want everybody to win, and I hope they win me back. Those were all the episodes I put out this week, and lastly, comment of the week goes to the video that I put out about Elon Musk's compensation package. There was a great debate that took place about Waymo's self-driving technology versus Tesla's. Who's in the lead? I'm not an expert in this at all. I think the commenters knew way more. Unbelievable job by the hyperchangers breaking it down, like multi-paragraph comments, a ton of amazing insight in there. If you want details on who's winning the self-driving battle, you know, people's thoughts on Waymo, make sure to check that out. I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, this is Hyperchange. That wraps up TLDR for this week. I'll see you guys next time. Have an epic weekend. This is Hyperchange. Peace.